I will be going to Essen this year, but that hasn't stopped me picking 10 favourite games I'm going to ask Libby to look for while she's there.
Hi, I'm Libby, this is Julian, and together we are Box Meeples, and now it's time to talk about your list for Essen. We've already spoken about mine, so if you have missed that one, do go check that out. I have many an honourable mention and 10 games I'm looking forward to. As Julian mentioned, I'm able to go this year, and you unfortunately can't come with me.
One day.
So
one day I'll make it there.
You have charged me with this list of games to go check out and see and try and put myself in your head of things that you like.
Yeah, because we have quite different tastes in games. We have a lot of similar favourite games, but I tend to favour a slightly lighter game and you go for a slightly heavier game.
You go for a certain art style, which certainly sort of the Hollywood or the detective style, or that, or maybe steampunk, things like that. Yeah,
any of that. Pixelated, they're all my sort of thing. Okay, so yeah, I've got some honourable mentions too.
You do. So, Luthier.
Yes. So I'm not going to talk about Luthier because I've talked about it quite a lot. I got a chance to meet Dave Beck at UK Game Expo, friend of the channel. I absolutely love that guy, he's a legend. And he let me have an advanced look at Luthier, very early prototype version of that, but I could already tell this is a brilliant game.
Yeah.
I really love Distilled, and yeah, got a chance to play that prototype, and I want you to go to see Dave.
Oh, I will be. I want to see
hello.
what progress is made to that prototype, and maybe I was busy working when you got to have a sit down play, so I'm fully up for going to have a sit down play.
Really,
of that one this time.
It's going to be a great game coming out. I think Kickstarter next year, so we'll be involved in that. But already, great game.
Yeah. Also, Rogue Angels. We have already done some content on.
Yep. Because the Kickstarter is going at the moment, I'm not sure if Emil and SunTzuGames are going to be there, but if they are, say hello. There's going to be there's going to be a big hubbub about their stand because it's really great kind of Mass Effect inspired RPG game, heavy narrative, space-based game. And we're really enjoying working through the campaign of that at the moment. So yeah,
we've done a 5 things to like way back at an earlier prototype, and you'll see we've spoken about it in our kind of rundowns for the month, but you will see more content on that coming up. And Yunara's Falling is another one we've done some content on. It'll be interesting to see how that game is progressing.
Touch base at UK Game Expo. It's always nice to keep involved in the games we've kind of made Kickstarter content for in the past, and just to see, because I really love that game. It's a fun kind of dueling game, kind of grid based really, and it's a really intriguing game. Have a watch the video because I'm explaining it terribly, but it's a really intriguing game. So yeah, pop in, say hello, and see how that's going on.
Yes, I will do. Right, but you've only got 3 honourable mentions. I mean, I had loads, but you're keeping it.
Oh, well, I was going for the big 10. I was focusing all on those.
So first on your list of the Big 10, I mean, as we said previously, there's 700-800 on there, more being added all the time. But one that caught your eye, Run.
Yes, this is a 2-player.
Oh, this is a typical example of your art style of choice, isn't it?
Yeah, I really like this because it reminded me of the intro to Incredibles, the art style of that, which I really liked. And yeah, so this is a cat and mouse style game with hidden movement. So it reminds me a bit of an older game, much older game called Scotland Yard. People got very excited about the initiative as well recently. So this is a 2-player dueling game. We've got quite a lot of 2-player games only we tend to play. So yeah, I was intrigued enough to add it to the list.
So it does sound interesting. And I love that little video that they have with the helicopter and someone's doing kind of like Mission Impossible style jetpack on, or zooming up a building and doing different things. So it'd be interesting to see how that translates to the gameplay.
I think one of you plays the runner and one of you plays the seeker or the detective. I can't remember the exact naming of them all. But 2-player games are intriguing because what used to be very light games now got much heavier. And one of the games I always regret not backing because the retail version isn't as good is So You've Been Eaten.
Yes.
And we played that at UK Games Expo, really enjoyed it. and I always regret not getting it then.
Yeah, and in fact, I almost got that for you for Essen last year, and then unfortunately didn't have cash with me.
Right,
Stan needed cash, so if you are heading to Essen, do try to have a combination of payment methods with you, just in case you get caught out and someone has regrets.
But yeah, so I'm intrigued.
So talking of 2-player games, you've got another one right here on the list. Now we are talking Sky Team, which was super popular in Gen Con. Loads of people talking about that.
Well, for my day job, I am involved in TV production, and I've recently been making a show about airlines, bizarrely, and I kept on seeing all these people playing. So it's a 2-player lander plane game, which seems, from all intents and purposes, the most stressful thing in the world. I've often had my eye on a pandemic game called Rapid Response, where you're moving a plane around in real time, trying to make deliveries. So if it has that kind of sense of tension, I'm intrigued. I find it interesting. I think it can, a fun test of our relationship. Can we land a plane in board game form?
Can I pilot?
We're both piloting.
Oh, is
we're
sharing
that responsibility of hundreds of lives, hundreds of Meeple lives, as we down this plane into a mountain. But yeah, it was so popular at Gen Con. People kept on talking about it. So yeah, I want you to have a look at that and go, yeah, this is the game for us.
Next up on your list is, like many board games coming out at the moment, has artwork by Vincent Dutray, so you know it's going to look amazing. But this one's also called the Art Project.
Yes, it's A.R.T, and I can't for life remember what the A.R.T stands for. It stands for something. And you're going around, there's a guy called the White Hand or something who's stealing art, and you've got to go and recover them.
So it's art thief.
You're an art recovery team. You're trying to prevent the theft.
Prevent the theft.
And you can only attempt to recover the art. Or it might be steal the art, I can't remember, something to do with art and it being stolen by someone. And you have to earn a certain amount of things. So there's a card into play system going on, so you can collect resources to go and steal or recover, whichever, the art from the White Hand.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, the art it's kind of got a 60s vibe to it, which I quite like. Like I said, I do enjoy the artwork of Vincent Dutray. His stuff in Detective particularly is lovely. And we've seen similar things in Drops of Wind, which is right there.
Yeah, and After Us we've been playing. There's so many games of his artwork out at the minute.
Yeah.
He's a very busy man.
Very busy with that pen. I'm intrigued by it. It doesn't look a particularly heavy game. It looks quite a short game, and it has lots of different maps involved in it. So it seems quite varied for what's going on, because I don't think we're playing the same game over and over again, because I think the variety comes in that. So
nice.
Look into that.
Next up is Coffee Rush. There's an English translation of this Asian board game, and you said it's got really cool components.
Yeah, I'm choosing a game just because it has miniature coffee cups. You put little components in. I don't know a huge amount of it, because I saw the components like that looks fun. I love coffee.
You do love coffee.
Sometimes I rush about a lot. I talk quickly. So
that's enough. The components there do look stunning.
Yeah.
So
you have the little miniature bits of caramel, and there's a bean in it or something, and then you go in your mug. I know so little about this game, but I just saw the components and thought, that's a game I want to be involved in. Good enough reason for me, really.
Yeah, that's enough. So next up on your list is a game by Arcane Wonders. It is World Wonders.
Yeah, so I saw this on a list of games that Raudo was really excited about. And it was actually his sponsored video. But he talked about it and then said it was one of his most exciting games he's looking forward to Essen. So this is kind of a city builder, where you're an ancient builder, and you're creating an ancient city, hoping to then build a new wonder. So you're laying roads and planning out kind of the scope of your city as you play, and then hoping you've got enough commerce to kind of generate an interesting, ongoing, self-sustaining city, which I was intrigued by.
Yeah.
We recently played Foundations of Rome.
Yeah, that was great.
Which has a similar vibe. where you're expanding ancient Rome, you're building that. And I didn't think that kind of game would be something I enjoyed. But we really enjoyed playing that.
Loved it.
And not just because it has the most amazing components of any game ever, and the biggest box also as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a full one of those full calax.
It's a full calax.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe recently I've been trying to try out new styles of game that originally wouldn't grab me, because there's always a temptation to only head towards the games you know you're going to like, and that limits your horizons, and then that closes doors to games you actually do genuinely really enjoy. So yeah, if I was at Essen, I'd be going to see this to see, is this a game I enjoy?
Yeah. It might be a wonder.
Because I remember one of the UK games, actually not this year, the previous year, there was a game called Din in Paris.
Yes.
Which I literally just sat down and played because I was walking past and someone said, "Oh, you're free to play, it'd be right better at 4." So I just sat down and played. I had no knowledge of it, but I just really loved it. And I got it shortly after coming back from the UK Expo. So sometimes you find these things that you just think, I don't know much about that, I'm intrigued, and then you discover it's a game you really enjoy. So
yeah.
Obviously I won't be there to try it out, but I'm hoping you can have a little squiz at it.
Yeah, sure.
And go, yeah, why not?
I like the idea of building a wonder.
Wondrous.
So next up on your list is Theme Park Mania. Now we don't have any theme park games.
There's a one or two things. I've been wanting to get we love theme parks. And I used to really love an old video game called Theme Park. It's a bullfrog game, and in that you built a theme park. It's on PC, Amiga, everything.
I mean, we have Dinosaur World.
We do kind of theme parky, but we go to Disneyland and we go, wouldn't this be a great game planning out a theme park? And there were lots of them. But Theme Park Mania recently caught my eye. It's currently on Kickstarter, and I was intrigued by it. And we've been looking for something to scratch that itch, and maybe this is it.
Yes.
So yeah, head on over to that stand.
I'm going to
have a little play of it, and then we'll find out if this is the game for us. And also we can then pretend we're making Disneyland, which would be nice too.
Yeah, I like Disneyland.
So yeah, that's the only reason it's on my list, because I want a board game that's like making Disneyland, and hopefully this is the one.
Next up is not going to be a surprise to anyone who's been watching the channel recently. Your next game is BOOoop. Now, Ghost Cats.
Ghost Cats. There was a time I just thought this is a retheme of BOOoop.
Until very recently I did. I just thought it was just a new version, different looking cats, maybe a different looking quilt, and the gameplay was the same. Turns out not.
No, I thought they'd be doing a patchwork and just chucking out a bit of Christmas BOOoop and there'd be a Valentine's BOOoop, but no, this is a BOOoop expansion. So it has base BOOoop in it, all that cat booping shenanigans on a bed, booping each other off. Can't boop a cat with a kitten, obviously, we all know this, but ghost cats. So you get to place ghost cats and they scare other cats, which is fun. You don't get to scare them immediately, but you get to move them along, and then even if there's a row of cats, they still flee off the bed. I think it's an obscure reference. They've made a faux pas of this, because anyone who's watched YouTube know that cats are genuinely scared of cucumbers. So this should be a BOOoop cucumber expansion. But yeah, if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, just have a look on YouTube for cats and cucumbers, and you'll see why this reaction. Imagine that with ghosts. Anyway, I've completely gone on a weird tangent there.
You have.
But yes, so I love BOOoop. I've played BOOoop probably more than any other game at all this year.
This year, for sure.
Certainly. And yeah, if we can have some more BOOoop shenanigans, more BOOoop, just a bit of expansion. I'm ready for more. I'm ready for an extra layer of complexity. I haven't exhausted BOOoop. You know, you've got to become a great chess master to fully get all you can from BOOoop. But I think I've played it a lot enough to be able to just wipe the floor of anyone who's playing it for the first time and present quite a stiff challenge otherwise. So yeah, having something new to BOOoop, yeah, please.
So next up on your list at number 3, we've been playing quite a bit of it lately.
Yeah.
But still it's on here, Lorcana.
Well, the reason that it's on here is because we've just had announced what Chapter 2 is, although it's not called Chapter 2 now, it's the Rise of the Floodborn, which we kind of saw coming because there has been some Floodborn cards in there in the first chapter. And the idea being it's new spins on kind of existing well-known characters. And we've seen a lot of the cards already.
Mm-hmm.
I think 200 cards are coming, and we've seen quite a lot of them.
Yeah, well, they did say initially, you know, this is chapter 1, and then they're going to release something new in November. Obviously, Essen's a month earlier than that. So I don't know that we will see all the cards at that point. Maybe we'll still see the ones that they've released
they've shown so far. There'll be a lot of Wizard Winnie the Pooh. He'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'd be very surprised, considering the presence it had at UK Games Expo and also at Gen Con, if there was no presence for Lorcana at all.
Yeah.
So I'd be very surprised by that.
Yeah, I would assume that they will have some stock and maybe like a Essen card like they had at Gen Con for the chapter 1.
Yeah.
And then they will have like a UK Games Expo style section in terms of this is what's coming in terms of the Floodborn and the Disney 100.
Well, I think they're going to be shown in either larger versions. You can see the custom art that's in those. So if you don't know, that's a range of existing cards that are in both Chapter 1 and Floodborn that you can normally get from normal booster packs or from decks, but with different art. And for a limited period, you're going to be able to buy those with different art. Other than that, they're exactly the same card. And I think that's quite a nice way of doing it, rewarding collectors but not alienating people.
Yeah, and that's celebrating the Disney 100, so that's a whole other section to the sort of main Floodborn release.
Yeah, so I think they're going to show those either in a frame so you can see all of them all big, but there'll definitely be a presence, and I want you to go there in case you can get a card.
Great. Well, I'm up for that. Anyone wants to chuck me a few extra boosters, then won't be saying no. Next up on your list is General Orders World War II.
Yep. So
Osprey Games.
Yes, we've really I recently discovered the Undaunted games. There was a big realization that I've been missing out on something amazing. It's awesome. Yeah. And so these are, imagine a whole war distilled to kind of 20 minutes. And I like that idea. I think it's intriguing. I think it's the same designers as the Undaunted games, and an entirely new chain. It doesn't connect to Undaunted in any way. No. New art style as well. Yeah. But it is a distilled version of a war battle. So I'm intrigued by that. Yeah. I don't know how serious it's going to be, how complicated it's going to be. I think it's more accessible. Right. But within classic kind of board game mechanisms that go on there. But yeah, there's not a great deal to find out about at the moment.
Well, I'll find out there, won't I?
Yes, I think
I have seen a few people saying they're interested. I think that was like on their Essen list potentially. And I think there are a few people that were saying they were interested for Gen Con to see more. So, but I haven't seen much detail. So it'd be interesting to gather some information.
And Osprey games
that.
Are so lovely. We've got a chance to meet them at the UK Games Expo. So they're just really lovely to chat to.
Last on your list, but not least, is a new game by Stonemaier, who's one of our favourite publishers. I mean, they have banger after banger after banger in our opinion.
They really do.
And this next one is buzzworthy.
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz about it.
Apiary.
Yes. So Space Bees.
Space Bees. I knew it was bees. I didn't know it was Space Bees.
And it's going to be released, I think, at Essen or the day before Essen or something crazy. So you're going to have to make a beeline for it because there's going to be a lot of demand for this one. It's going to be real honey from all accounts.
We need to find out where it is because I know that Stonemaier don't always have stands at these types of conventions. So we'll have to have a little look more into that. Yeah,
we've had a brief contact with the designer who's super elated by the fact it's now on the #1 hot list on the BGG. Yeah. So excited by that. And it does have a grounding in kind of ethical issues relating to bees, which is good. I don't know a huge amount about this, but I know it's a game you're going to want to fly to.
100%. Yeah.
So that'd be my list of 10 games. Very different, I think, to your 10
Yeah,
games.
we made sure that we didn't have any crossovers, kept it different so that we had 20 overall and quite a few honourable mentions in there as well between the two lists.
Yes. Do let me know in the comments down below what games I should look out for. Yes. If you know my taste, do fire those across because there's so many games that are going to be at Essen. You're not going to be able to see them all.
I'm not, but I'm gonna try to get to as many as I can of the ones, key ones that we're super interested in.
Yeah. But if you're new to our channel, we post a video at least twice a week on YouTube, always about board games. So if that's your kind of thing and you want to see more Essen coverage, hopefully we're going to be doing some filming when you're there. We're going to try and get some on the show footage up as quickly as we can. I'll be back here, so hopefully we'll be able to churn it out while you're still there, but fingers crossed to see how that pays off. But if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe so you get to see all of those things.
Yeah, it'll be super fun. Yeah, I'm hoping vlog style
See how we get on.
footage will work, fingers crossed. But yes, we look forward to hearing from you, and of course if you're interested in buying board games, many of these, many that you might be able to get at Essen a little bit later down the line, or pre-order them at your friendly local game store. For us here in the southeast of England, our friendly local game store is Chaos Cards, and if you would like to order from their website, there is a discount code in the description that you can use for a little pennies off of your basket.
Yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching.
Bye!